After a week and a half hiatus, Tony's MMA Corner is back.
What time is it then? Please tell these guys.
It's Tony time, bitches! Yeah!
Welcome to Tony's MMA Corner, the only MMA channel without AC. Woo! I am your host, Tony Sepulveda! And today, we're going to go over my picks for UFC 263. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to all my patrons on Patreon. For those of you that are not in the know, Patreon is kind of like OnlyFans, except I don't have to show you any of the goods. Yet. So if you'd like to be a patron on my Patreon, you can just check the link in the description. Now, let's get down to business. The UFC once again is giving us a pretty stacked card with UFC 263. The first bout I want to go over is Demian Maia versus Belal Muhammad. This may be Demian Maia's last bout in his UFC career. In the bout previous to this, he got TKO'd by Gilbert Burns, who also rocked the welterweight champion, Kamaru Usman. If Jacare is Black Jesus in the BJJ world, then Demian Maia is Korean Jesus in the BJJ world. In Belal Muhammad's last fight, he had the unfortunate luck of getting the eye poke of doom from Leon Edwards. And he made sure all of you knew how much it hurt. I think Muhammad is a great matchup for Demian Maia. I see Demian Maia winning his last bout with the UFC by Mataleo. Next up, we have the much anticipated return of Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards. Well, I think it's much anticipated. I think we still care about Nate Diaz, right? Well, we'll see after this fight. We know MMA fans can be fickle. Nate Diaz fought George Masvidal in his last bout, in which he got slapped silly for about 15 minutes. But you blokes love Nate Diaz, because you know he brings it every time he fights. So here we are. Another big fight for Nate Diaz, despite losing his last bout. Yeah, Leon Edwards was supposed to fight that Chimaev, but Chimaev got smoked by the Rona. In his last bout, Edwards won with that steroid finger. And I'm not surprised. We all knew that finger was on steroids. Everybody's on steroids. Whoa. I think I have CTE. Well, Nate Diaz always brings it, so we know this is going to be an entertaining bout. Leon Edwards is underrated, and I think people are starting to see how talented he is. He's been looking very sharp despite all his bad luck. I see Leon Edwards getting a scar tissue eyebrow TKO or winning a decision. But I do think this is going to be a very entertaining bout in which Nate Diaz ends up winning anyway, even if he loses. If that makes sense. And now, title fights. First up, we have Deiveson Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno for the flyweight title. Deiveson Figueiredo has the best manager in Walid Ismail. If you come from the BJJ world, Walid is just pure entertainment for us. We love you, Walid. Figueiredo also happens to be the most savage member of the Lollipop Guild. Brandon Moreno was very game in their first bout, in which he took Figueiredo to a draw. I will say, though, that point deduction secured that rematch for Brandon Moreno. Their first bout may have been fight of the year, but I think Deiveson Figueiredo is going to get a finish in this one. He just has that favela hunger still. Scratch that. Favela starvation. He's just meaner than Brandon Moreno. Moreno's tough. Very technical. But I think Deiveson Figueiredo, also very tough, also very technical. Got a little more power. And like I said, just meaner. And that's going to make the difference in this one. And now for the main event of the evening. We have another rematch. This time with Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vittori. In Izzy's attempt to become champ, he came up short. He also happened to show the biggest holes in his game, which is that ground game. Because he looks stank. Marvin Vittori, on the other hand, has come off 2 dominating victories off Hermanson and MMA Chappelle, Kevin Holland. Vittori did give Izzy one of his toughest fights at middleweight. But I think ultimately this is a fight that's going to add a highlight to Izzy's already incredible highlight reel at middleweight. So I'm going to say Izzy by TKO. I just don't see Vittori getting the same success as Jan Blachowicz. Folks, leave a comment and let me know what your picks are. Also, hit that notification bell, subscribe, and like the video. This way, I too can challenge Floyd Mayweather to a grappling match. And we can hug it out.